Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking for, I don't know how to pronounce her name at all. Nguyet Phung? Anyway, I'm not sure. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. She went missing in Lynnwood, Washington, 1991. She was Asian, it says. She was only 19 years old. And you'll see she's 5'2", 115 pounds. And what I've noticed is a lot of women that have gone missing, and a lot of the Jane Does you'll notice in this area are very petite. They're small. They're between 4'11" to 5'2" usually, and then they only weigh about a little bit more than 100 pounds. So they're not very tall and they're tiny, and they've never found their remains. And to me, that makes me think that it makes me feel like there's a serial killer that is just likes petite women for some reason, and or targets petite women for some reason. Some of them are older, some of them are younger, and you can go through my videos and see. I don't think I put the height and weight on the cover of like my little index cards, but maybe I should go back, and I should, because I've noticed this. And then you'll find a lot of Jane Does that have not been, where people haven't figured out who they are. They're still unidentified females that are just tiny and petite women. So, but there's a lot of them that went missing, and you just don't have Jane Does for them. But in 1991, which serial killers we have? May of 1991. We still have Gary Ridgway that lives in the area. And then we also have Yates. I think he was stationed in New York at the time, but I think he may have had family there. He may have still, because somehow he was, even though he was in Germany, he was convicted of Washington murders that happened in 88 and 90, so maybe 91 too. See, to me, it makes me feel like there's another serial killer that's that's never been listed for some of these murders, that is into these tiny petite women. And there was one young lady, I remember, she went missing, and she was a really good Christian, memorized scripture. She wasn't, it was surprising that she went missing, but I think she needed a ride home, and her brother couldn't give her a ride home because he was tired or something, and something happened. But you never know. Maybe somebody offered her a ride or grabbed her. It seems like, who was it? It was Bundy that would try to get the women from the universities and things like that, trying to act like he needed help. But maybe somebody else, because when did he do that? Maybe somebody else was, because some of these other people were focused and listening in on, they were focused on what the other people were doing, where they were committing crimes and they were getting away with murder. And Bundy was in jail at this time, so maybe somebody else was going around doing that, oh, I need help thing, and trying to find people that would help them, because it seems like there's a lot of women in that time, from old to young, that are just tiny and petite, that went missing, and they've never found their remains. And that bothers me. It makes me feel like there's somebody else. But I could be wrong. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's one of these serial killers that it just, when they say one person killed 100 people or 80 people, I usually feel like, well, maybe, other people, I know there was other people that committed a couple of murders. So one of them was, stealing people's cars and killing them. And there's all kinds of different people that were, it just seems like there might have been other ones as well. And I know that people would hate to think that there were other people killing people that never got caught, but You really just never know, because sometimes there'll be 5 murders in one area within a 10-mile radius or a 20-mile radius, and you'll think, oh, well, one person killed all those people, but then it ends up being that they were all killed by different people, and you're like, wow, you would never think that, or they weren't all killed by the same people. It was just, a lot more killers than you would think, right? So just let me know what your thoughts are. And don't forget to pray for her family and her loved ones, because here she is, this beautiful young lady, going to work, going to school. She's got everything together. She was going to community college. She had a job. Um, I think she was taking the bus back and forth, and she just, who knows what happened to her? Who knows? And if maybe if somebody was been drinking and they've been talking, and you've heard information and you feel like it's hearsay, you don't know if it's true, contact the authorities and let them know. Maybe email them and carbon copy and CC a couple people, so that they can see that other people have seen it, so that they make note of it and they have it there, so that you don't die with this information. Even if you don't know if it's important, let them decide if it's important. Let them decide if it helps them solve the case or not, because you just never know. And then you get it off your shoulders and you don't have to stress about it anymore. It's just gone. So, because you've turned it into them and you've given the right people this information to help. And don't forget to pray for her loved ones and her family, the investigators, anybody that's been harmed by and scarred by this case. And I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And like I said, please feel free to leave comments. Have a great day. Bye-bye.